Good afternoon, players. So I'm pretty sure you all have heard that Pissy Pence and the Fly dropped out of the presidential race. I declare, honey, I don't understand why he even entered the race in the first place, but I digress, honey. So Pissy Pence and the Fly have flew on home, but there is another presidential candidate that, baby, the state is saying it's time for you, E.T., to phone home. And that would be Ron DeSantis, a.k.a. Ron DeSanctimonious. The Florida Republican Assembly has sent his ass a letter and said, E.T., it's time for you to phone on home. So according to this letter that was sent to Ron DeSanctimonious from the Florida Republican Assembly, your campaign is null and void, and it is time for you to go ahead and come home and govern where you were elected. They say Governor Ron DeSanctimonious has been using his position as governor to campaign for the office of President of the United States, taking him away from the official duties and responsibilities of the citizens of Florida, frequently at the taxpayers' expense. Not him being called out by his own damn party. I declare. I go on to say that Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign has caused a distraction in the mechanism of the government within Florida, and the interests of Florida residents have been placed as secondary to those of the presidential campaign. Public issues in dire need of attention or corrections are the following: homeowners and insurance, which premiums have skyrocketed. They are also demanding justice for the January 6th political prisoners. So they want this resolved expeditiously. They are urging Ron DeSantis to conclude his presidential campaign and return to Florida to continue to serve the remainder of his term as governor. They ask that he rededicate himself to the needs of Florida residents and prioritize their interests over his personal political ambitions. And they go on to chastise him, saying public service is a privilege, not a career advancement opportunity, and elected officials must always place the interests of their constituents first. Baby, Florida Republicans said enough is enough. And this is partially why, honey, because every single time it turns around, Ron DeSantis is embarrassing them. Check out a little snippet from his appearance on Meet the Press this morning.
Governor, actually, statistically speaking, the CDC says that the firearm mortality rate is actually higher under your administration than it was under your predecessor's administration. But I do want to move on to the campaign and just
the what mortality rate? No.
The firearm mortality rate.
Well, I don't. But
was actually higher under your administration than your predecessors. That's according to the CDC. Let me move on to the campaign, Governor.
Well, right. Because you had COVID and all that stuff. Excess mortality, is that what you're saying? That went up everywhere in the country from 2020 on. Our excess mortality went up less than anybody.
The firearm mortality rate.
I declare, honey, what a disgrace, baby. The Republicans said that it's time for Ron DeSantis to use those hills to walk right on back to Florida because his presidential campaign has failed bigly. Players, put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. This is Double D Mother for the Black Accurate News.